Trey Waynes. And a potential turning point as he'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
The long-distance shot before break comes up empty, but now Charles flipped the script. Time for likely one more play as field position becomes an issue.
Yeah, when you talk about field position, remember, if this kick is missed, the ball comes back to where? The spot that they snapped it from. So field position becomes a factor. I think in this spot, you might also want to think about throwing the Hail Mary. You know, put the ball up in the air. Maybe you can get 6 out of it instead of 3.
Yeah, see what happens.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Final play of the half. Prescott. Flushed out right. He'll let this go for the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Cincinnati and Brandon Gott.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gott, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Bengals with work to do in this third quarter, but they'll get the football first as we are back underway. From his end zone, Wilson. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Burrow on play action. Escaping the pressure right. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Runs over him, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now Joe Mixon. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs, and that one certainly fell into the latter category. That deserves a couple exclamation points.
And this is a play defensively where you're just looking around and saying, what was that? What just happened? You're looking at your teammates, they're looking at you. And let's face it, your defensive coordinator, he's not going to tip his cap to him. That's not how football works, but he probably should have after that run. That was absolutely sensational.
Pollard to return from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Prescott. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Prescott now. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Has been a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it. Prescott to throw on 4th. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. A give to Elliott. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. There's Sam Hubbard that time in there to bring him to the ground. That time it looked like he essentially just ran right into the pass rush.
Yeah, partner, I'm not much of an outdoorsman, but the fish jumped right into the net, didn't he? Because you've got to make sure that you're deep enough that you can get around the defensive end and have an angle there. But he couldn't do it because he actually cut that one off. Really nice play coming off the edge.
Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon. And some room to maneuver. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 90 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Mixon. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. From here, it would be a 45-yard field goal attempt, certainly in range, but they'll look for more yardage on 3rd down. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Burrow going for it on 4th. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And the Cowboys will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 25.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Meanwhile, Prescott's throw taken in by Cooper here.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And some room to work. And he takes this all the way inside the Cincy 20. A big play there on the catch and run.
Well, and this is where quarterbacks' passing numbers sometimes get a little bit more inflated than they should, because this is a short little pass, but it goes for big yardage.
Yeah, and this is nothing more than a simple screen pass, but he does a really nice job of showing patience and letting his blockers get out in front of him, and he turns it into really nice yardage.
They'll run on first down. Elliott, and good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. This is a very impressive drive, especially when you consider where they started from to now be set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, and some nice running right there. That's what got them the first down. But at this point, I suggest open up your playbook. You can call just about what you want.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal, looking to take the lead here in the late going. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he stopped immediately there. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And no movement for the field goal unit to break this tie. They're going to go for this thing. 4th and goal. Here we go.
Now Prescott.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Bengals are going to get the football back. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that.
2nd and 8. Here's Burrow.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And did he get in? No. They'll mark him down at the 1-yard line.